What's up, guys? It is the Bad Wolf, and once again, we are going to get into some of the intricacies of your rights, freedoms, and liberties. Are you ready? I know you are. So, yeah, a couple people were like, "Yeah, we haven't seen you on videos." Um, I took some time off to make the seminar videos, which are now on jamesclovett.com. Those are all pay to stream videos. I also had a lot of home projects that I was working on. I built a little pergola in my backyard to kind of sit, chill, relax, meditate, be a little zen, leave all this alone. I kind of shut down my phone system for a while because, text messages, emails, all this stuff. I had family stuff to attend to. And then there was a lot of flooding in the Midwest. I'm okay. Some people I know though got hit pretty hard. Uh, yeah, so it's been a little wild, and then I kind of reached out to one or two people just to check in on them. So anyway, just a lot of stuff, and then of course I'm working on some new projects, working on new information for you guys and for me, obviously. And that also being said, it's kind of surprising. Well, I shouldn't say surprising. Hold on, let me put my surprise face on. That yeah, some of my FOIAs have not come back. I wonder why. Because yeah, they probably knew uh, that I was going to put the information out there. So yeah, I guess some things will be just lost to the ether, shall we say? That's okay because can't stop, won't stop. All right. So what is this particular video about? This particular video is about being exempt from Medicaid and Medicare for those people who want to be exempt. Now, understand, guys, that well, let me say this. It's exempt. It's the application for the exemption for Social Security and Medicare taxes and waiver of benefits. Okay, that's the full title of this video. All right. But remember, it is not a bad thing to have some of these things. Okay, so it's up to you. You can always reactivate, but just remember that, you know, some of these governmental systems are in place to help you protect you from you when you get older and you may need these things. Okay. So without further ado, maybe one further ado. Um, blacksite32.com is doing very well. Lots of traffic. So please sign up for, the videos and download your free files as needed. And let's see what else. If you see anybody else using any of my informations or, you know, calling me out of my name, use the report button on the video or the site or whatever else. Bullying, slandering, defamation of character. And if you guys see the annoying little icon for, because, some government agency, one of the three letters, I'm sure, likes to pay using your tax dollars to put the word sovereign citizen movement on there. So if you guys want to click on that and say, I'm not interested, not relevant or whatever else, thank you in advance. If not, it's okay because it doesn't matter. Even if I don't want to do these videos anymore, the information is already out there. So it's not about me anymore. This all has a life of its own. So them taking pot shots at me because why? I teach constitutional law. I teach people how to embrace their rights and freedoms. Nothing we're doing here is illegal or criminal. It's not. Otherwise, much like the other people who've had their channels completely shut down and got the knock on the door and are arrested, whatever else, there's nothing here that we do. We have the right under the Constitution, and that's how I operate. So If you, government agencies or private cabal elite groups, are not operating out of the United States, so then you are a traitor to the United States. Period. All right. That's just how it works. Anybody, all threats, foreign and domestic. That's what it says. So, other than that, guys, yes, jamesclovett.com is official. It is mine. There's only two sites, Black Site 32 and jamesclovett.com. Don't be fooled by any other ones. Everything that I have that is actually me can be found through Black Site 32. If it's not on there as a social media or whatever else, and if it's any kind of group, do not ever send anybody pretending to be me money for anything. All right. If you guys want to donate, once again, Black Site 32, you guys have my PayPal, all that's on there, whatever you guys want to do. Thank you to Ramen once again, my longstanding person of donations. Appreciate you. All right, now let's get into the video. And hopefully everyone's having a great day. Be blessed. Watch your health out there, guys. We got some videos. I got one video that I may make today or tomorrow, and it's not exactly for this channel, so I'm gonna make it and put it on this channel, but I also want to lead you guys over to my other two authorized YouTube channels, which is Badwolf Unincorporated. All right. And the other site is the Badwolf Media channel. All right. So that's where I'm going to be covering other things that you guys are going to want to know about. Trust me on this one. I'm not just starting another channel just to start another one. It's going to be good. All right. So check me out over there too. Now, let's get into the video. All right.
RM 10,225.035 SSNs for the Amish and Mennonites, and other religious exempt communities.
Okay, so primarily they're telling you right here that, and remember, guys, they're always going to hide your remedy in the word other. Unless you are Amish or a Mennonite or you want to join them. But what did these people do? The Amish got together and created their own religious community. They got an EIN for their community. They got recognized in their community. So either you can join them or create your own exempt religious entity or community. Okay? Remember, your freedoms and rights and liberties are always going to come in the word other.
Social Security. Search program effective TN34 RM a background related to enumeration of the Amish and Mennonites, and
enumeration just means to be numbered, essentially. Numbered, uh, organized. All right, so let's keep going.
Social Security. TN RM. The Social Security Amendments of 1965 and 1967 provided an exemption from some aspects of coverage for those individuals who are members of religious sects that make provisions for their dependent members. To be eligible for the provisions of the law, an individual must file an IRS 4029 application for exemption from Social Security and Medicare taxes and waiver of benefits, and be jointly certified by SSA and IRS.
So they're telling you have to fit this, your Social Security and IRS must be on the same page if you're going to be exempt from these things using the IRS form 4029.
IRS. For a discussion of religious exemption of taxes and waiver of benefits, See Method of Obtaining Exemption RS 1802.273 and General Information Form 4029. In implementing these procedures, SSA.
All right, so they gave you the other form right here. RS 01802.273 and Form IRS 4029.
SSA initially processed the IRS 4029 and filed the records alphabetically. It became apparent that an SSN was needed to control these records. An SSN is not needed by members of these sects to file a tax return. In the past, when an individual filed an IRS 4029 and did not have an SSN was assigned and written on the IRS 4029, the card was suppressed, and a numitant record created.
Now, once again, you guys slept on my other video I did on the numitant record. There's two different types. There's a basic and there's a comprehensive. The one that you can walk in and get is the basic. The one that you have to apply for, like me, which still hasn't come, so Social Security Administration, cough, cough, is the comprehensive. Now, why would you want the comprehensive? I'll give you this. If you get the comprehensive and you do it right, it's going to show you everybody who's been using legally or illegally behind your back without your knowledge lawsuit your Social Security number. You might be emphatically surprised who's been pulling money through your social. That's all I'm going to say. Gem drop. If you've got the ears to hear and the brain to overstand, some of y'all out there figure out how to put these pieces I give you. See, I give you guys pieces. This is a puzzle. I've already figured out the puzzle. A lot of it, not all of it. Puzzle is pretty much unending. I can't just give you guys all of what these things are, how to put them together, some of which, educationally speaking, are in the jamesclovett.com, cough, cough, videos. But some of it, the more advanced stuff, you guys have to put together, build your puzzle, and do certain things. This is how I stay out of trouble. This is how you stay out of trouble. See, I can't just give you everything and say, oh, well, here, this is fact. I can tell you these are things that I know about. And if you guys are smart enough to put the pieces together, then you do a lot of interesting things. See, a lot of people will go to Home Depot and they'll build either skyscrapers and buildings and fantastic things, or they do bad things with it. But why doesn't Home Depot get into trouble? Because they're just selling the pieces. That's what I do for you guys. Here are the pieces. What you guys figure out what to do with them, it's up to you. All right. Numinant record. That's all I'm going to say. All right, let's keep going.
Created. B. A policy related to enumeration of the Amish and Mennonites and other religious exempt communities. Effective February 2, 2004, any IRS 4029 received by SSA that does not include an SSN will be returned to the individual to obtain an SSN. This must be accomplished by following the same routine enumeration policies required when requesting an SSN card, such as the filing of the application along with the appropriate proofs, including proof of age, identity, and citizenship or alien status. The individual should be advised to contact a field office to apply for an SSN for IRS 4029 control purposes. See details. For examples of the types of documents that would be acceptable for establishing identity, see RM 10225.040. C. Processing Amish and Mennonite and other religious exempt communities cases. Some applicants may file for SSNs with no reference to the IRS 4029 process or without expressing serious religious objections. Other applicants may express religious concerns and want to state officially that the only reason they are applying for the number is to control the IRS 4029 and that they do not want a Social Security card mailed to them. In some religious communities, these are called control numbers, not SSNs, and individuals who have these numbers may insist that they do not have SSNs for other purposes, such as obtaining identification with the MVA. Follow these procedures only when the individual expresses a religious objection to being issued. In addition to full SSN application processing,
I'm not sure why it jumped from here to there, but hold on, little missy. I'm telling you right here that if you express religious objection, you can make a lot of things happen. They don't need to know what your religion is. They cannot even really ask you that. That's private. So what does religious really mean? Private. You can believe in God or a rock or a turnip, whatever it is. You need to start using religious objection to things. They're telling you you don't have to have a card sent to you. So the system, yeah, sure, they'll have a little record on you, but you won't be given one.
Social Security program. The so in Im be effective. For example, see some app follow in addition to full SSN application processing and proof requirements. 1. Accept a statement that the person is filing only for IRS 4029 purposes and that they do not want a Social Security card issued. 2. Annotate the remarks block of the summary screen in SSNAP 4029 to explain why we are suppressing an original card. 3. Suppress the issuance of the card. If an applicant requests that we suppress the issuance of the Social Security card, the applicant must recontact us by mail, a fax, or in person to obtain the SSN or to provide written consent for us to disclose the SSN to a third party. See details. For the procedures for the required consent criteria for disclosing SSA records information, see GN 03305.001b.2. D. Example of a request for an SSN for IRS 4029 control purposes. The following is an example of language that those with religious objections to obtaining an SSN may provide. We accept this statement out of concern for religious sensibilities and do not require using the steps in RM 10225.035c to assign a number for controlling the IRS 4029.
But in fact, they already told you that they do, they just don't issue it to you. All right, but so here's the basic example of what you can say.
IRS 4029. Date, February 2nd, 2010. I am requesting the assignment of a Social Security number, SSN, to be used only for filing Form IRS 4029 for benefit waiver and taxation purposes. I do not want a Social Security card created or mailed to me. When the SSN is assigned to me, I will recontact the Social Security field office by mail, fax, or in person to obtain the SSN or to provide written consent for SSA to disclose the SSN to a third party in order to complete the IRS 4029 form.
All right, that's it. That is it. That is it. So for those that need this information who have inquired, there you go. All right. So that's it, guys. Not sure of a long video, but definitely interesting. I will talk to you guys later. More wild Bad Wolf videos are on the way. Let's get it.